Did you know that under Trump's strict immigration policies, visa approvals from some Asian countries dropped by nearly 50%? Some countries faced extreme scrutiny, while others were completely banned. But which country was hit the hardest, and why? Stay tuned as we break down the 7 Asian nations that Trump didn't want in the US. Donald Trump's presidency brought some of the strictest immigration policies in modern US history. From travel bans to extreme vetting, the goal was to tighten national security, but at what cost? According to the New York Times, visa approvals for some countries dropped by nearly 50%. Forbes reported a sharp decline in work and student visas, while CNN highlighted the struggles of thousands stranded due to sudden restrictions. But why were Asian nations hit the hardest? The answer lies in a mix of political tensions, security concerns, and economic policies. Certain countries were flagged due to terrorism risks, others due to trade wars, and some simply because of shifting US priorities. So which countries faced the most restrictions? Let's break it down, starting with number 7. Pakistan, stricter visa vetting and increased background checks. At number 7, we have Pakistan, one of the countries that faced intense scrutiny under Trump's immigration policies. With rising security concerns and diplomatic tensions, visa approvals became harder than ever. The US government imposed stricter background checks on Pakistani applicants, increasing processing delays. Reports showed extended wait times, sometimes stretching months. These restrictions didn't just affect tourists, students, skilled professionals, and even families hoping to reunite faced massive hurdles, real-life consequences. For many, these restrictions weren't just policies, they were life-changing barriers. Pakistani students faced visa denials despite top academic records. Families were separated, struggling with repeated rejections. According to the Department of Homeland Security, Pakistani visa approvals dropped significantly, especially for work and study visas. And Pakistan was just the beginning. The next country on our list faced even harsher restrictions, especially for its students and professionals. Stay tuned. 6. China, significant visa delays and a 40% drop in student and work visas. The US-China relationship has always been complicated, but under Trump, it took a drastic turn, especially when it came to visas. Amidst a heated trade war and rising political tensions, Chinese students, researchers, and professionals faced some of the toughest immigration restrictions in history. The numbers speak for themselves. Student visas for Chinese applicants plummeted by a shocking 40%. It wasn't just students. Chinese professionals in tech and research faced extreme scrutiny, with work visa approvals becoming increasingly rare. On top of that, national security concerns led to heightened background checks, causing months-long visa delays, even for those with no criminal history. Real-life consequences. For thousands of students, the dream of studying in the US turned into a nightmare. Many were left stranded, unable to return for their studies. Tech professionals weren't spared either. With work visa suspensions in place, countless skilled workers lost job opportunities in Silicon Valley and beyond. And this was just the beginning. The next country on our list saw even stricter visa rules, hitting its skilled workforce the hardest. Stay with us. India. H-1B visa restrictions affecting skilled workers. For decades, Indian professionals have been the backbone of the US tech industry, but under Trump, everything changed. The H-1B visa, once a gateway for top Indian talent, suddenly became harder to obtain, leaving thousands of skilled workers in limbo. The Trump administration imposed stricter regulations on H-1B visas, tightening eligibility criteria and increasing rejection rates. Professionals, software engineers and researchers faced unexpected hurdles, with thousands seeing their visa renewals denied. Even Indian students, who once had a clear path to employment, found it increasingly difficult to transition from academic life to the professional world. For many Indian families, these restrictions meant financial instability and shattered dreams. Highly skilled engineers, some working in major US companies for years, were suddenly forced to return home due to denied extensions. But India wasn't the only country facing Trump's visa restrictions. The next country on our list saw an even harsher response due to national security concerns. Stay tuned. Before North Korea, travel ban due to security threats. Trump's presidency, it became one of the few nations completely barred from entering the US. While other nations faced strict visa rules, for North Korea, the situation was far more extreme, an outright ban. Unlike other countries on this list, North Koreans had zero chance of obtaining a US visa. No tourism, no student visas, no work permits, nothing. The official reason? National security threats, nuclear tensions, and lack of proper identity verification from the North Korean government. For many North Korean defectors, this policy created heartbreaking obstacles. Even humanitarian efforts faced disruption, as American organizations working with North Korean refugees struggled to bring them to safety. Diplomatic tensions between the US and North Korea worsened, with relations becoming more strained than ever. But as strict as this ban was, the next country on our list faced even tougher restrictions, one that directly impacted thousands of families and students. Stay tuned. 3. Syria. Included in the travel ban list, leading to visa rejections. Syria, a nation devastated by war and conflict. But under Trump's administration, Syrians faced an even greater challenge. The door to the US was slammed, shut. Once a place of hope for asylum seekers, the US became nearly impossible for Syrians to enter. Unlike previous policies that allowed humanitarian exceptions, Trump's travel ban left Syrian refugees with no options. Refugees, students, and even those seeking medical treatment saw their visa applications denied at alarming rates. Students who had secured admission in American universities were left stranded, unable to pursue their education. And for those escaping war, the hope of resettling in the US was completely shattered. But as devastating as Syria's situation was, the next country faced even stricter measures. Stay tuned to see which nation was impacted the most. The 2. Iran. One of the hardest hit countries, with a 50% drop in approved visas. Iran has had a complicated history with the US, but under Trump, this relationship led to some of the strictest immigration policies ever. For thousands of Iranian families, students, and professionals, the American dream became a distant reality. Iran saw a staggering 50% drop in approved visas, one of the worst declines in history. Work visas banned, student visas drastically reduced, even family reunification became nearly impossible. For Iranian students, it was devastating. Many had scholarships to top American universities, but were denied entry at the last moment. Families were left broken, unable to reunite due to the extreme visa restrictions. But if you think Iran had it the worst, wait until you see which country took the #1 spot. The nation hit the hardest by Trump's policies. Stay tuned. The most affected country, big reveal. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The country that faced the strictest US immigration restrictions under Trump is Yemen, the hardest hit country. Yemen was hit by some of the harshest immigration policies, with a near-total travel ban on its citizens. The biggest drop in visa approvals came from here, with almost 80% of applications rejected. For thousands of Yemeni families, this meant being trapped in a war-torn country with no escape. Even those with valid visas and sponsors were turned away, leaving families separated indefinitely. So there you have it, the 7 countries most affected by Trump's immigration policies. Do you think these policies were justified, or were they too extreme? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content.